Słuchasz podcastu Agni Ayurveda zrozumiale i dostępnie, odcinek 70. W tym odcinku zapraszam Cię do posłuchania rozmowy z Elizabeth Engel. Ten odcinek i ta rozmowa będzie w języku angielskim. Z Elizabeth znamy się już ponad 2 lata, jest moją coachką i prowadzi mnie przez proces zmian, których owoce widzisz i których możesz doświadczać, korzystając z tego, co oferuje Agni Ayurveda. Elizabeth specjalizuje się w docieraniu do ograniczających przekonań i uzdrawianiu historii z nimi związanych, a także samych przekonań. Opowiada o swojej drodze uzdrowienia siebie i o tym, jak pomaga swoim klientkom. Serdecznie zapraszam do posłuchania i uzdrowienia. Witam Cię w podcaście Agni Ayurveda zrozumiale i dostępnie. Nazywam się Maria Nowak-Szabat. Wspólnie z mężem Michałem od 7 lat prowadzę Agni Ayurveda. Pomagam kobietom skorzystać z Ayurvedy w życiu osobistym i zawodowym. W każdym odcinku otworzysz serce i umysł na tą piękną, starożytną wiedzę o życiu. Posłuchasz o niej w zrozumiały sposób. Poznasz inspirujące kobiety, które przeszły swoją przemianę z Ayurvedą. W tym podcaście będę także dzielić się moimi odkryciami i obserwacjami. Dzięki temu poczujesz się wzmocniona i gotowa do wcielania w życie zmian, których pragnie Twoja dusza. Ayurveda jest prosta, ale jej zrozumienie i zastosowanie w codziennym życiu wymaga wsparcia. Od zawsze była przekazywana w relacji nauczyciel-uczeń w formie otwierających serce i umysł opowieści. Bardzo się cieszę, że mogę się z Tobą podzielić moją pasją i doświadczeniem z 7 lat pracy w tym obszarze. Cieszę się, że spędzisz ten czas ze mną i starą, mądrą Ayurvedą. Hello, Elizabeth. I'm so glad that you joined my podcast. Thank you for coming.
Hello, Maria. I'm so happy to be a guest on your podcast and have a wonderful interview with you.
Yeah, and you are the second English-speaking guest, so I'm very excited for this.
Really? That's great.
Yeah. So let's start with who you are, yeah? And what is the thing that you do for other people?
So I'm Elizabeth Engel. I'm from Germany. I'm living close to Frankfurt. And I help high-achieving online entrepreneurs who feel exhausted, how to discover the reason for their exhaustion and how to get out of it. And so they find back into their full power and they can really create powerful the business they want to have and live a fulfilled life. And it's unlike other coaches, I'm not simply showing them how to release stress or learn some affirmations, but I'm going really deep. It's about finding the self-limiting beliefs that are causing why they are so exhausted, and release these mental blocks and whatever is holding them back, so they find back in their full power and really can build their business successful and live the life they dream of.
It still sounds so exciting for me. I remember when I heard you talking about this for the first time, that you mentioned that you work in a deep way on the self-limiting beliefs. It was when I was listening to the podcast episode with you and with Sigrun, our mentor back then. And I remember that you said something about doubling or quadrupling the price for your session because you see that what you are doing is so effective. I was intrigued, yeah? I said to myself, okay, she's from Germany, okay. But let me love her despite of this, yeah? what does she do, yeah? And actually it still sounds so intriguing and exciting because what you do, I experienced this myself working with you for the last, 16 or something months, that it is a deep work.
Yes. I quadrupled my prices. This was in 2018 when I saw the transformation that my clients experienced. And this wasn't a thing I did from my head. It came really from inside because I saw how powerful this was, what they experienced. It was life-changing. Even one single session, about 1 hour, where we found some blockages and it was gone. And I had several clients who told me, I haven't been there so deep within 30 years of therapy or even 40 years, where I go with you within this 1 hour. And this is when I thought, well, what's the value of this transformation? And it's not about paying for an hour. It's about how much do I want to invest in my transformation and in finally break free from this limitation I lived 40 or 50 years. And this is how it just happened that I quadrupled my prices within 1 year.
Yeah. How is it possible to actually, for you to work this way and for your clients to experience such a profound change in such a short period of time? Because as you mentioned, some of us get used to working on ourselves so hard for months, for years. So what have changed that it's possible to work in such a short notice?
The main reason, there are several reasons. The main reason is that I did this work myself. I cleaned up everything from my past, whatever I could find. It was a heavy path. Maybe we talk a little bit about it later. And all this that is clean inside myself, it's my personal development. And I can bring people to where I am because I have gone so far. And if you go to somebody else who maybe did half of this path, they can bring their people they work with to where they are, but they can't bring them further. And I can bring them to here. And the second thing is I'm very present. I'm listening. My whole energy is here. And a very important point is that my deepest intention is healing for the people I work with. And I'm sure that the soul and the whole consciousness can feel it. And this is why I can bring people really fast in quite a short time. I'm experiencing it all the time.
So you said that, is it true for other people as well, that we can bring others only to the point when we are ourselves? Just want to clarify this because maybe someone is wondering, like, oh my God, I'm here. Can I bring people farther than I am? Or it's really only until or to the point where you are?
Mm-hmm. I want to make a distinction. What I'm talking about is really the personal deep development inside. And I'm sure that you can't bring people further than you are. But when it comes to, for example, like business strategies or something you teach more like for the mind, for the analytical mind, I'm sure you can also bring people further. But not in this deep work where there is all this freedom and this liberation from limitations. This is what I believe. Maybe other people believe something different. But I was asking me myself, why is this working so strong? And this is the answer that I found inside of me.
Yeah, because it's like we are also discovering the methods. Yeah.
At the beginning, I was so astonished. I thought, what happened in this hour? How was this possible? And my clients asked me, how are you doing this? And I couldn't answer it. And this was a way of discovering myself, discovering my abilities. And of course, it's also my spirituality, being connected with higher source and inviting higher source to work with me and work with my clients, with the higher self of my clients, with their soul. It's really soul work. And the consciousness doesn't need time. It can do things like this when we are ready and when we are really open. So another important thing is that there's trust. If I would work with people who don't trust me and who don't open up, that wouldn't happen very much. Mm-hmm. So it's important, and this is also one of my skills. People trust me because they feel that I'm really working for them, for their highest good. And this is what they can feel. And this is the foundation why they are ready to open up. And we can work on this deep level. This is also, trust is very important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really fascinating because you are another person that I'm in touch with, and I'm observing this amazing kind of way that your unique way of working people is unveiled to you. It's given to you. So some of the people that I know, including you, were trained for certain things, sometimes for many years. And then in a certain period of time, they discovered that they are able to work in a way that is really surprising for them. And instead of diminishing their new skills, new abilities, the abilities that sometimes they cannot even explain how it's possible, they just embrace it and they bring it really fully on and work with people in a way that they are guided to do certain things. And sometimes they are not even able to express and describe what is exactly that they are doing. But the clients can definitely describe the effects. So it's not like you are speechless about your work. You know what you do, but it comes from the guidance, from this alignment. And then the client really can feel the difference.
Yes. And some of my clients told me, you are opening space. They can feel that something is going on, like opening, well, I'm energy coach. It's like opening an energy field. And healing can really happen fast if we are open. There are wonders happen. So it can happen fast when they are ready. I bring everything in I have, I'm open like an open channel or open source. And when people can dive in, and this is when healing happens, and that can happen fast.
I guess the crucial word is when you are ready. Because I know that some people are so attached to their wounds and to their suffering that although it seems that they are looking for help, they keep coming back to their own patterns, all emotions, and yet another therapy is just to make the wound deeper. It's just look at my pain. Yeah, it pained me so much. I cannot let go. And I guess for you, entering point is that you are ready to end this suffering and to finish some parts of your life which are not present anymore.
Yeah. When you cling so much to your past, to the wounds of your past, and the traumata or whatever happened, and you don't let go, when you're not willing to let this go, then change can't happen. This is crucial.
It's the exactly same thing that you said about time, yeah? That for consciousness, time doesn't really matter. And I guess that's why some people are suffering for years based on something that happened for 3 minutes, 25 years ago, yeah? That we are kind of jumping over the time to go back to this experience, which is a source of suffering.
Yes, exactly.
It's pretty amazing, yeah?
Yes.
You mentioned about your personal development. I guess it's like personal development is the term that we are so used to that we forget what does it really mean. So talking about you, like your inner cleanse, detox almost, like on the emotional level, what did you do? Like what actually happened for you to be so free from your past?
So what happened before to make me start this work is that I worked very hard all my life. These were my beliefs. I have to work and I have to do everything. Whatever has to be perfect. Everything has to be 150% perfect, and so on. There were hundreds of beliefs. And then my last work in the corporate world, I was office manager, and they put such a heavy workload on my shoulders. And in addition, I was really suffering mobbing and bossing for 2 years. It was like a silent breakdown. I was sitting in my office and my hands were shaking, and I felt dizzy in my head, and my brain went like on slow motion. And I thought, something's really strange here. And I decided on this day to go home at 6 o'clock in the evening instead of like 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening. And then I realized during the night, I won't be able to go to work next day. And then it went on. My only thought was I have to go back to work, because how shall anybody do this heavy workload I had? And this was over weeks. And at the end, I was sick for a whole year. Mm-hmm. And after 2 months of just being at home and having a break, only lying on my sofa, I wasn't almost able to brush my teeth. Somehow I made it, but sometimes it was evening. I thought, okay, it's not enough just to rest. I must do something different. And this is when I decided to make a cognitive behavioral therapy. And I did this for a whole year, every week. We were a small group of 4 women, and there were single sessions with my therapist. And in this time, besides other things, I cleaned up my beliefs, all the beliefs I had collected, you can also call it conditioning, or thoughts from the past that are coming back. I'm not worth it. I'm not good enough. I have to work harder to be successful. There's so much things. I have to finish everything I start. There are so many beliefs, and we cleaned them up, and this caused a huge change for me. In addition, it was my path of learning to love myself, because I didn't do this before. In very little, maybe 10%. I really learned to love myself. And then there was a point when I realized I have to forgive. I have to forgive all these people who really hurt me badly in my life. That had happened a lot. And so I went through them, each single person, also the people from my last work where there was this bossing and mobbing. I went through each single person of them and I forgave them. And this is a huge, as long as we don't do this, we cling to our past and we put the burden on us when we don't let it go. And forgiving is the way really to let it go so it can go back to the past where it belongs to, but that it doesn't hurt me any longer today. And after I forgave all these people, I thought, well, but what about me? Do I still want to feel guilty for things I've done that I'm not proud of? And then I realized I also have to forgive myself for all these things I did to other people and not feeling guilty for it any longer. And so I forgave myself. And this was so liberating. And the main part was really to transform, how I call this, to transform these beliefs into other beliefs. And it changed my whole life. It changed everything. I felt like a clean canvas where you start painting a completely new picture for your life. And this is actually what happened, because I decided I don't want to go back to the office. I used to be executive assistant for 25 years in really high positions. And I decided I don't want to do this any longer. And then I found out that I'm high sensitive. And this was the path when I discovered this education as a coach for high sensitive and high gifted persons. And so I decided to do this new profession to learn it. And right at the end, I became self-employed. My whole life completely changed. It's nothing like it was before.
Let me go back to this part about forgiving. So the question is, how did you do this? Like, what exactly you did to forgive the others and then to forgive yourself?
That wasn't really a topic in the therapy. It was something that came to me.
Yeah.
I could feel that now is the time I have to forgive. And there was one step before. I stopped judging. I stopped judging when I saw somebody on the street. Before I thought, oh, look at her, what she looks like with this shirt and these pants, maybe. And I stopped this. This was a result of the work we did. Also, I guess, of these beliefs. But I also realized that this was something I had already inside of me. Mm-hmm. I was still judging at this time, but there was a big part of me that didn't judge. And it was like letting go of this rest that was still judging. So I stopped judging, and then came this part of forgiveness. And this is when it was easy, because when you stop judging people who hurt you real badly, who lied to you, who betrayed you, whatever. I had all this in my partnerships. When you stop judging this and say, okay, this person has done this, and you just look at it from a meta position, this is the way he behaved. And when you just look at this and you don't look at the pain it has done to you, when you just look at this behavior, you say, okay, I forgive you. And in this moment, all this pain can also go away. It can leave your body. It can leave your mind. And when somebody is hurting us, I could also, today I would say, actually, we are hurting ourselves. Because, for example, when I have a man who's betraying me with another woman, what is really hurting is that what I'm telling myself. It's, oh, he's now with another woman. What does this mean? I am not worth being loved. I am not worthy that he trusts me. I'm not worthy, whatever. And it's this attachment. It's these attachments. When somebody is doing something, and what meaning do we give it? And when we let go of this, when we just say, okay, this caused pain inside of me. Why did this cause pain inside of me? And then we go back into normally in our childhood, and I can look at the relationship of my father, who had very little time for me, I almost didn't see him. And he also didn't show me that he loves me in the way of hugging me or being there for me. I remember that he taught me swimming when I was 5 or 6, and I was very happy. This is almost the only thing I can remember what he did for me as a child. And this is what is repeated in the relationship with a man. And letting go of all this, stop judging, forgiving, and letting it go. And then you are in peace with your past. And then you arrive really in the present. And it's such a freedom to live this peace inside. It's such a deep peace inside of you. And it's wonderful. And then you live from the present and not from the past. And this is the key. You let your past go. It's healing.
Yeah, it sounds really beautiful. Yeah. I mean, in present, like in the state when it's all good.
Yes, exactly.
It's all good. Yeah. It's sometimes it leaves me speechless. There is nothing else to be said or to be done. It's just the way it is. It's perfect.
It's all good. That describes it perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like you're in a space, in a room where you feel now in this moment, it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, even recently, after coming back from holiday, my friend texted me and she said, like, I don't know what have you done, but your eyes look so sensual, and so you have such a deep eyes. And I was pleased to receive this compliment over the text message, but my only answer was, I am. And that actually was the answer that I sent to her, because it was really the state of being, that it's the state in which all is good. And there is no need for explanation, what exactly were the steps, or I don't know, workshops or whatever, yeah? It's just this pure, pleasant state of being.
Yes.
Good to be there, yeah?
Yes, that's the best place we can be, in the present.
Yeah.
It's the only thing we live. It's the now.
Somehow you work with limiting beliefs, so all those things that are keeping us from present.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder, what are your thoughts on the way how, the environment, I mean, first family, but the government, the media, the books and the movies, how all those sources are programming us to have even more limiting beliefs.
Yes.
At some point, what is interesting for me, the people who want to be more present, they are sort of shutting down the media presence in their life, or, this official way of seeing things, because they want to be free from getting more and more limiting beliefs, almost like imprinted on their minds.
Yes. It's when we listen, when we're hearing repeated things, there comes the time when it goes into the subconsciousness, without that we are noticing it. And this is really how media can program us. And we are not any longer, we don't behave like ourselves in this moment. This is why I don't watch news. I don't watch it. Sometimes when I have the radio on and the news coming every hour, it's the same message again and again and again. And I think, oh my goodness, so many people are listening this now. And this is then in your brain. And the news that they are bringing, they are not nice. And we are creating with our thoughts and with our consciousness. And when like thousands of people are hearing the same message, it's like they are recreating it. This is why it's so important that we take good care of what we let inside of us, what we hear. It's not only news, it's also what movies we watch, what, newspapers, same the news, what books we are reading, what people we are together with, how do they talk, what are their opinions. Is it really giving us energy or is it taking us energy when we spend time with them? This is always a good measurement. How do I feel afterwards, for example? Do I feel energized or do I feel tired? So it's all these things. What do I let inside of me? And this is so important that we take good care of it and that we also take care of what is creating my beliefs. And there it also comes to people around us. This might be family. For my part, there's no more family. My parents died already a lot of years ago. And my grandparents even longer. I have 3 sisters, but there's no contact. They live like on another planet than I do. So I'm really on my own and I'm surrounding myself with like-minded people. These are other entrepreneurs. Masterminding is very important for me. I have my roundtable in Frankfurt for high sensitives and I have friends. I have little friends, but they are close friends. And I'm taking good care of with what people do I surround myself. And there it also comes to learn to set boundaries. For example, when you are living in a family and you can't just walk away, you have to take care that you set boundaries to your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, aunts, cousins, whatever there is. That you're not too much influenced in a way that doesn't serve you. This is very important.
Yeah, I find it challenging sometimes to really be close with someone who is part of my family or for other reason close to me, but at the same time stay independent with my values, with my opinions, and not merge into some toxic discussions, So yeah, I love you. You are close to me, but I have completely different opinion about this topic or the other topic, and just let's be together, not mixing those things inside. Yeah,
exactly. And this is what you just said. This is setting boundaries.
Yeah,
I love you. I accept your opinion. I'm of a different opinion. And it's also important that we speak this out.
Yes.
This is giving us strength. Because when we just think it, let him talk, I don't care. We have to speak it out.
Yeah, I did it like this in the past, like you said, exactly. Like I was just thinking and let him or her talk. And then I found myself tired, sometimes even really like exhausted. And now I would rather say it, even like interrupting someone's, somebody's story and saying something like, let's not talk about this, or let's keep this topic because it drains our energy. And what is surprising for me, usually people are okay with this. So they pausing for a second, like what's going on? And then they smile and they are very comfortable with changing the topic as if they understand themselves that it's really draining the relationship and it's no need to go in those places.
This is when you do it from your heart.
Yes.
When it's not coming from your ego. But when you do it from your heart, then the other person can feel that this has nothing destructive. In the contrary, that it's very constructive. It's doing good to the relationship. And what you're also doing when you speak this out, you are creating respect. And it is strengthening your self-worth and your self-trust when you speak it out in a valuable way.
So let's go back to our work together. I met you, like I mentioned, over the podcast. I was intrigued, and then I met you in person. Actually, it was a funny story because you were the first person that I saw when arriving to this new place in Switzerland. And you are such a colorful person with your dress, flowerful and the pearls on your neck. And there is a significant place in the space that you take because you are so straight and like a tall woman,
Mm-hmm.
So I remember this meeting, our first meeting, and then I was working for you and I'm still are while we are talking for many months. And I know that you used to work with entrepreneurs like me one-on-one, but at some point you decided to bring your work to a new format. And I know that you created an online course about limiting beliefs and the way you can heal it. Can you tell us a little bit more about this, the whole process that you design for your clients, so they are able to join not only one-on-one, but also as a group?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I just created this program, and the first round, we are through it. It's a 3-month program. It's called the Belief Transformation Master Program, and it's 6 modules. And in the first one, it's about discovering your limiting beliefs. They get a long list of beliefs where they just have to check. And this is already when change starts, when you become aware of what is limiting yourself. And then they get different tasks, how to walk through. In the second module, it's about, I just have to think about, it's about values. Oops, I just can't remember. Let's say it's values. Second module is about what values do you have? How do they guide you through your life? And are you really living these values that you need to get to where you want to? Now I remember. Sorry. The first module is about the vision. What vision do you have for your business and for your life? The second is finding your limiting beliefs. Then it's about values. And the next step is creating your new belief system. What do you have to believe in? And this is not only beliefs. This is also where there's coming, what skills do I need? How do I behave? When we have these 3 things together, the beliefs, the skills, and the behavior, then we create. This is when we are manifesting exactly what we want to experience. And then the next step is about who do you want to be? It's about changing your identity. Who do you really want to be? And what's the life you want to live? And this process caused such a huge transformation in the life of my clients. I was really surprised how much difference what difference they experienced. I'm just having a look at, yes, it's about the real manifestation and the new identity. They came with very different topics. One wanted to have a better marriage with more love and respect. One was about the business. It was very different, but they all went through the same process. There's 1 week office hour and 1 week is group coaching. So they stay really in the content for 12 weeks or 14 weeks. It's a very close work, and to see how this works and what transformation it was causing, it was amazing. One woman, she's owning a hotel and a restaurant together with her husband. And she said at the end of the program, there's still a pile of work on my desk, but the pressure is gone. This is the secret when you change your beliefs. There's the same work, but the pressure is gone. That means your whole day is different. And for her, changed so many things in these 3 months. She said it's like the first time she has done so many programs, like the first time she really arrived at the goal that she wanted to reach. For her, it was about building her team and learn to be the leader of her team and learning to delegate and really step into this leader role. And then she became more and more aware what has to change inside of her, that she really owns this role of being the leader and how much pressure it takes away from her instead of the contrary. Because she always felt like, I don't want that. I don't want to lead this team. Yes. And it was like escaping from the role she's in. And this, of course, doesn't serve us. This again causes pressure. And so we were working on this, that she can really step into her role of a leader and love it, embrace her team, and learn that she doesn't have to be present all the time and she doesn't have to micromanage what they are doing, every little thing, but just let them work and accept when it's 80% in the way she would do it and 20% it's different. But therefore, when she has 5 people, 5 times as much work is done.
Yeah. Actually, this is something that I was told when I was starting to create my team. My mentor asked me this question: you rather have 100% done by yourself, or 80% done by 5 other people? So together you would have 400%, let's put it this way. Yeah. And then it was very visible for me that actually we are kind of losing our time and energy and, space for growth when we are limiting ourselves to doing all by ourselves on 100%. And it's so much better to delegate, even if you have 80 or 70% done, altogether is much more.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. And one woman joined the program. She said, I want more. She wanted to be more estimated from her husband. And when we talked about it, I asked her, how do you give this to yourself? She couldn't answer this question and she didn't know. And then at the end, she found out it wasn't about her husband. It was about how she treats herself.
Yes.
How she's telling herself how amazing this is, what she's doing. Mm-hmm. I asked her, what are you telling your little daughter? She has a 6-year-old daughter. And I asked her, when she's drawing a very nice picture, what are you telling her? Oh, I'm telling her, oh, this is a great picture. That looks so nice and so pretty. You have really well done it. I said, okay, and now do this to yourself. Yes. And this is when she understood she didn't know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And she's over 50. Mm-hmm. Successful entrepreneur. And this is when we become aware of our beliefs. And when this is changing, it's changing everything. When we give all this self-worth to ourselves, the world around, they can say whatever they want. It cannot hurt you. Or let's say it's easier for us to set boundaries and protect us. And I love this work. I love this deep work because I know this is causing so much change for the rest of their lives. They are so much more happy and free and can decide what they really want. They learn, what do I want? Because a lot of people, they don't even know what they really want. They can tell you what they don't want, but ask people, what do you want? And the first answer you get, I don't know. And they have to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So true. Yeah. It's easier for some reason to focus on what we don't want to have or experience. And when we are asked, I often see it with my clients that when I'm asking them what they want, it's just either they don't know or they will come with something taken out of the blue, which is actually not their wish. It's just repeated sentence. For example, I want to win a lottery. But some deeper conversation would lead to this insight that it's not their wish. It's just something that, that they are just repeating without paying attention to this. But actually talking about how influential your work is, I feel it for myself, but also my clients feel it for themselves. So I'm your client and they are my clients, and my clients can feel the benefits of me working with you. And
thank you.
I often, thank you so much. Yeah, I often hear this put in the sentence, sounds like this, which goes like this: "Oh, I've been watching you for years. I see how much you grow, or I see how much you change, or who you become. It's inspiring to me." So basically, they are seeing the work that I'm doing, and it inspires them. But what is more important for me, not to do the certain things like I did, but to become the person with those kind of qualities, like this self-respect, the self-worth that you mentioned. Yeah.
Yes.
This kind of self-confidence. I like this expression in English. She's so full of herself, but in a positive way, that you can really like own yourself and be present fully with yourself. And I see that for my clients, this quality is inspiring, which means that I'm not inspiration like Maria with this hair and this blouse. It's not so much about me. It's about like kind of building bridge for them to reach this quality, which manifests in you, in me, and in them eventually.
Yes. Exactly. It's important that I like this, to own yourself.
Yes.
It's like, know thyself, know who you are, and know who you want to be. And we can decide, we can change our identity, we can change who we are. And this is where it comes to, what beliefs do I want to have? Because we can to choose what we want to believe. And what do I have to, what skills do I need to be this person? And what do I have to do? And when these three come together, this is when pure manifestation is happening.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Yeah, I experienced this, what you mentioned about pile of papers on the desk. I experienced exactly this feeling this morning when I did my accountant's work for the month. And funnily enough, I got dressed all pink, including my headphones, which I bought to myself a few days ago. And, working on the printing invoices, my printer went down, like the colors finished, the paper was off. And although looking so pinky and so, rich bitch-like, I got my hands dirty and I refilled the container for this ink, and I fixed the paper. And at the end, I still have my hands a little bit pink, but I was really surprised that it happened. Yeah. And it was just like a small obstacle on the way. And I managed, I finished with printing, complete the task, and I continue with other more pleasant aspects of my work. And if I could turn back the time and let's go 5 or 7 years back in time, I would find myself maybe looking more dirty, not so elegant, and being hopeless in front of this printer, running some old beliefs that I'm hopeless, I don't know what to do, or I'm so, I wouldn't say stupid, but I'm so like confused with the machines, It would be like this, and probably it was like this. So it was really amazing experience for me to feel that you are a certain person, then you have a certain thoughts which are supporting you in your activities, and you do certain things. And by the way, you can look the way you want to look. Yeah. It doesn't really matter.
Exactly. This is what I also experience when something is happening, like a cup fell down and broke.
Yeah.
When I was taking it out of the dishwasher, and I was like observing this, but it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't angry or something else. I stood there barefooted in my kitchen. I didn't move, put the things out of the dishwasher, then went to the bathroom because there was a little wound in my foot. I put something across it, and then I put the rest of this cup away. There was no anger and nothing. It was just observing. Oh, this happened. Let's put it away. The time for this cup is gone. And when I put something in the trash, I always say, may you transform in something wonderful.
It's a good practice.
And this is when I can let go. It's just, may you transform in something wonderful. Whatever I put in the trash, I say this. Also when a plant goes, I say, may you transform in something wonderful. And this is when, what you said with the printer, it's like observing it and dealing with it and go on.
Yeah, because, if I'm self-confident, then it doesn't really matter what is the challenge. Yeah, sometimes I can do it myself. Sometimes I can ask for help, which I also learned to do. Just asking, delegating, outsourcing is also part of dealing with the challenges that we are facing.
And the old Elizabeth probably would have said, oh my goodness, now I've broken this pretty cup. Now it's missing. Now I have only 3 instead of 4. There will always be missing something.
Yes.
How could I do that? Why didn't I take more care of it? And this is all self-talk.
Drama.
Drama, yes. This is creating drama. We are creating these thoughts, and these thoughts are creating our feelings. We feel bad. Then the energy goes down. We come in a lower state of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's one of these wonderful results when we transform our beliefs, that this doesn't happen any longer.
Mm-hmm.
This negative self-talk is stopping.
Yes.
It also means these feelings that are connected with these thoughts, they are gone. And we stay in this inner peace. And this is priceless. This is priceless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and talking about being effective as an entrepreneur running your business, it's such a, you gain so much energy back, yeah, just from not doing the things that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess sometimes now maybe think that I'm busy, but actually I work less than ever before. I rest more and I have more energy than let's say, for example, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the huge reason for this is lack of those drama, of those like wheels in my mind, in my emotions, this negative self-talk, beliefs, and, all the thoughts running together in a vicious circles, which are really literally eating your life energy.
Yes, they cost a lot of energy.
Thoughts,
our brain is taking like 70% of our energy, our brain. And when we think about, what energy do I want to have in my brain? Do I want all this negative, low energy with this self-talk that is hurting me? Or do I want to think nice about me with loving thoughts and with careful thoughts, not only about me, also about other people or what is happening around us? And this changes you up level your energy when you change your thoughts and when you change your beliefs.
Yeah. So Elizabeth, final thoughts. What is your mission right here, right now? You were put on this earth with some mission. You are discovering this mission. How you feel it now? What is it?
My mission is still the same since, let's say, the last 3-4 years. My mission is to influence the global consciousness, to bring it into a higher vibration. And with every single limiting belief that is leaving this planet, we raise the global consciousness. And this is my mission, to raise the global consciousness with the work that I'm doing, with every single person I'm working with the groups, whoever's in touch with me.
Yeah, beautiful. I did my part and I'm still doing my part in this.
Me too.
Okay, so tell us please where to find you if someone wants more, and also important, in which language is possible to work with you.
My homepage is my name. It's Elizabeth-Engel, like angel with an E, ENGEL.com. My homepage is in German. My Belief Transformation Master Program is also in German. My one-on-one coachings are also in English. And I also had English mastermind. At present, it's one-on-one coaching is in English. Mm-hmm. English or German.
Yeah. So it's possible, yeah?
Yes. And I'm very happy. We're almost working 2 years together. It's such a pleasure to work with you, Maria, and see you grow tremendously. You have changed so much. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Also for me, thank you so much, because it's such an exciting journey to discover yourself, like oneself, to really get to know who you are and get off those layers of limiting beliefs, suffering, and things that are popping out here. Just really go into this light place in your being. Yeah, I love it. So thank you very much for this work and for today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, wishing you all the best with your work.
Thank you. For you too, Maria. It was a pleasure to be here on your podcast.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Dziękuję Ci za wspólnie spędzony czas. Wejdź na stronę agni-ayurveda.pl/70, gdzie znajdziesz notatki do tego odcinka podcastu. A jeśli prowadzisz holistyczny biznes, zapraszam Cię do programów, w których dzielę się tym, co Ayurveda może zaproponować Tobie i Twojej firmie. Jestem przekonana, że rozwój firmy odzwierciedla rozwój osobisty na płaszczyźnie ciała, umysłu i ducha. I jak mawia jedna z moich mentorek, well-being is the foundation of abundance, czyli dobrostan staje się podstawą obfitości. Zerknij na stronę i zobacz kiedy, bo już niebawem rozpoczną się zapisy do 2. edycji programu Ayurveda Business Coaching. Dziękuję Ci, że jesteś, że słuchasz i ciepło Cię pozdrawiam. Do usłyszenia.